Okay, you wanted to know about Warlock magic? Okay, do you want a general discussion? Or do you want to actually know what Warlock magic is? To understand it on a fundamental level? Because here's your problem. The very concept of Warlock magic, in quotes, isn't magic at all. But it is so far beyond this world that even after explaining it to you, it will all sound like magic. Again, if I stuck my hand through that wall right there, would that be magic to you? Yes, it would? See, that's the problem. What's 2 plus 2? 4? Why? What do you mean? What do I mean, why? The question is why? See, on your planet, your learning is pretty terrible. Even your simple mathematic concepts are not even taught to be understood. Go find the answer to that and then come back and we can continue this conversation. Ah, you're back. Columbia, Morehouse, these are universities? Okay, let's see your explanation of why 2 plus 2 equals 4. In standard Zermelo-Fraenkel ZF set theory, the natural numbers are defined recursively by 0 equals bracket, the empty set, and n plus 1 equals n sum of bracket n. Then n equals bracket 0, 1, ellipse n minus 1 bracket for each natural number n. The first few numbers defined this way are 0 equals empty set, 1 equals bracket 0, which equals the set which contains the empty set, comma, 2 equals bracket 0, 1, which equals to the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, comma, 3 equals bracket 0, 1, 2, which equals the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set. Basically, 2 is the arbitrary name we have assigned to the set bracket empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, or any collection of things that can be mapped 1 to 1 onto that set. And 4 is the arbitrary name we have assigned to the set bracket empty set, comma, the set which contains empty set, the set which contains the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set which contains the empty set which contains the empty set, or any collection of things that can be mapped 1 to 1 onto that set. The symbol plus is defined as an operation of taking the union of two sets. So 2 plus 2 is by definition translated into the set theoretic operation, the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, union the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, equal to the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, comma, the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set. If we look at the canonical set of numbers as described in the quote above, this resulting set can be mapped 1 to 1 uniquely onto this number. The set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the set which contains the empty set, comma, the set which contains the set which contains the empty set, which is, by definition, denoted as 4. This is juvenile, but it will suffice. Here's the real question. Did you understand it? Good. Let's proceed then. If I'm to describe Warlockian magic, I will have to start from the beginning with the first Warlock. No, I'm not. Wait. You bring up an excellent point. I could be, but as far as I know, I'm not the first Warlock. I can remember when I came into being, and it was on this planet. This was not the first case for the first Warlock. He said he came into existence in what you would call space, very disoriented, but it wasn't in this dimension. Your kind is only now even venturing to even question if this is the only dimension. And that question is giving so many fits. Both religious and scientists, humans alike, are questioning the sanity of those that would question that, which is rather hypocritical of religious people because most of them base their scripture in an alternate dimension that they refer to as a whole host of different things. Some of the religions go so far as to say there are tens of thousands of dimensions, each having nothing to do with the others. So we all begin in a completely different dimension, let alone planet. But what's really giving your scientists fits is that they are understanding what they can't perceive. Now, telling this to the general population makes them sound like wizards and magicians themselves. They say, we humans are so limited in our perception that we are like insects on the surface of a pond. But we have no wings and don't even understand that there is air, nor do we have gills and cannot swim in the water. We are two-dimensional beings going north, south, east, west. We cannot comprehend that there is air nor water. Now, if you told the average man that walking the street, they would say the scientist is crazy. But I'm here to tell you, those scientists are the smartest humans on the planet. They're the only ones that know that they don't know. Then you have those that have come up with the notion that there is a goo that surrounds everything, including planets, and this goo is everywhere, including in the empty space inside of molecules. These scientists know this because they can tell something is in the way when they look over huge distances to planets, but also when they look through microscopes inside of molecules, that something is in the way. But they have no way of seeing that something. The first Warlock came into being knowing all of this. As more, the first second he existed. And what's more, he could not only see this thing that was in the way, but he could manipulate it. You see, that's what's so attractive about this dimension. It's so primitive. Coming into this universe is like stepping back in time before time, when you literally have fire hurtling through space. And what's more humorous is that you're the same exact thing, but you keep thinking you're a human, just a human. But I won't go into that because I'm not your observer. We are not your observer. So the first warlock knew how to move the invisible. He knew the names of things. He could move the space between the molecules. He could fold space. He could fold time. He could open doors through all the dimensions, walk through and appear on the other side. You want to hear something funny? You humans do this same exact thing all the time. What's even more funny is your brain breaks, which should tell you it's happening. But instead, you've been taught that you lose your memory when you walk into another room. This is a lie, told to you by the greedy elites, handed down to you from father to son. Let me back you up a little bit. You're not losing your memory. By going into another room, you are stepping through time by going through a doorway. Oh, the time is imperceptible, but your brain, your primitive brain, is rebelling against your ignorance and saying, doorway, time travel, let's go. And you keep telling your brain, no, I'm in the kitchen. And your brain keeps arguing with you saying, no, you just stepped through time. And you keep saying, no, this is the bathroom. Oh, why am I here? One of these days, one of you hamsters are going to stop and realize, step back and forth through a doorway, put 2 clocks on each side, have it go through to the 1,000th position, and finally hit you like a ton of bricks. Okay, so answer me this. Take a deep breath. Think on what I've told you. And think on the one example I keep repeating. Answer this. What am I doing when I stick my hand through a wall? Time out of character. For those of you who have been following this series, thank you so much. For this particular series, I had to go and actually research mathematics. And I had to go through several scientific blogs, logs, discussion boards, and what have you, just to find out the answer to the question that I asked in this particular episode. I think a lot of people don't understand mathematics to the degree of for even simple things. The particular thing that the explanation that I went with on why 2 + 2 = 4 was a synopsis of a 10-volume explanation of what numbers are. In fact, the very first couple of sentences in the explanation appear on page 379 of volume 1. They don't get to 4 until volume 2. I invite you to go look up anything concerning mathematics and get a better understanding of it. I believe this is why people tell themselves that they are no good at math. They're no good at math because nobody explains math. Math is just as easy as English, just as easy as history, just as easy as painting. Once you understand what it is you're talking about. I've told so many people that they should, mostly black people, that they should go into engineering, and I get back the response, I can't go into engineering because I'm very bad at math. And my response is, no, you're not. It's math. It's simple. 2 + 2 = 4. And what's simple about that is 2 + 2 = 4 is going to equal 4 today, tomorrow, and 50 years from now. Whereas, you could watch a movie and Tupac will be white in 30 years. Right? You understand what I just said to you? Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show, and thank you for tuning into this series.